My name is Holly Joy. I live in Ardmore, Oklahoma, and I attend the First Methodist Church in Ardmore. I became aware of the GMC movement in 2020. We all know what happened in 2020. The world shut down. And I started paying attention to what was going on in the WCA, thanks to my associate pastor, John Holland, and my friend, Karen Nicholas, which they shared the bigger picture that the WCA has at the time. And those conversations led for my thirst to know more about Methodism and what God was doing within the Methodist Church and the people called Methodists. Then my thirst morphed into a desire to become a part of this new thing that God is doing and God was doing at the time. Then my thirst birthed a desire to do more and become the hands and feet of Jesus in ways I never thought that would ever happen. Then after having the opportunity to become the lay leader of the Heartland, which I did not want to do, but God had better plans, bigger plans. And I'm so thankful. It is my most favorite thing that he has done in my spiritual walk with him. I've been blessed to travel to Ethiopia 2 times and be part of the convening annual conference to our missional partnership there. And I've been afforded the opportunity to go to Canada and meet with our church from the Heartland in Edmonton. And then I was also elected as a General Conference Delegate for the 2024 convening General Conference in Costa Rica. I've also been blessed with opportunities to meet with all of the churches in the Southern Oklahoma district. And what's it been? About 3 or 4 weeks ago now, I was able to attend and be part of the Reach Out event in Belle Plains, Kansas there. In preparation for the convening General Conference in 2024, I was afforded the opportunity to lead the Heartland's delegation. And as the conference lay leader, I sit on many committees within the Heartland, some with voice and vote, some just with voice, to help keep this bridge being built. And as a business administrator of the First Methodist Church in Ardmore, I sit on all of the executive committees, the church council, the finance committee, trustees, the endowment committee. And again, some of those I'm a voice and vote, and some of those I'm just a voice. And I fully believe that the broadness of my experience within the local church and now within the Heartland, it provides me with an understanding of not only how far-reaching the GMC footprint is, but how truly big our God is. And I will use the knowledge and the experiences that I have gained, especially since 2020, in helping decipher the various pieces of legislation brought to the General Conference. And I will use them as a looking glass that God has given me to formulate my votes. I believe that integrity and transparency of intentions is still very, very important within the General Conference. In continuing the rapid growth rate that we are seeing, it is essential to continue building on the differences we all wanted to see and have been and continue to be so excited about. I plan to lead from those desires and represent the churches in the Heartland in such a way. We are continuing to see the African churches exploding with new churches and annual conferences. I believe their model of simplicity within the church is something to aspire to be like. I would love to see that vision catch fire and spread globally. Church is not nearly as complicated as we in the United States try to make it sometimes. And I love seeing how simple church is with our brothers and sisters and our connections that we have across the globe. We are the church and we want global growth, and we have to lead by that example. And that's how I feel about growing globally through the GMC.
That's awesome. Thank you. After Costa Rica, how do we build on that foundation to further strengthen the denomination?
Okay. The number one thing in Costa Rica that really stands out is the presence of the Holy Spirit. He was there among us in every committee meeting, in the prayer rooms, and in the big conference hall when all of the delegates would meet. And that is something that has to happen in all of our general conferences. If we do not feel that the Holy Spirit is amongst us, we need to stop and ask him and usher his presence in, because without him, our work is for naught. And so that needs to be, in my opinion, and I think most of us feel that that needs to be the number one thing within a general conference. And the second thing is the grace and patience and respect and love that all of the delegates felt towards one another. It didn't matter what country you were from. We all had that for one another. We all had this desire to be together and to be in union with each other. And that is the second thing that I think will need to continue, no matter where we're from, what country we're from, what area we're from. We need to continue to have that grace and patience and understanding for each other. Two things that really come to mind when I think about Costa Rica is, number one, that the Holy Spirit was there. He was present in every meeting, in every prayer room, in every quiet place, and even in the big room with all of the delegates. And we need to remember that in 2026 and all of the future general conferences, that if we gather together and we do not feel him there, we need to stop and ask him to be present and to lead us. And then number two, the amount of grace and patience and love and kindness, the respect that all the delegates had for each other's, even when our opinions and the way we felt didn't coincide with each other, there was still a great level of respect for each other. And that has to continue throughout the next general conference, as well as the future general conferences. We also need to remember that we're not going to get everything done that we need to get done in 2026. We need to be patient, and we need to work slowly and methodically and with the leading of the Holy Spirit, and only with the leading of the Holy Spirit.